Hello everyone, my name is Marykate Saunders. I'm a senior finance major here at Providence College, and today I'm here with a student who's going to tell us about her internship experience this past summer. So can you please state your name, grade, and where you've worked this past summer?
Hi, I'm Halle Beranek. I'm a senior double major in English literature and theology. I also have a minor in Spanish. This past summer I worked at Evergreen Tool Company, which is actually in the fire suppression industry, and that was out in Peshtigo, Wisconsin, so a little ways from PC.
Yeah, that's great. How did you get into your job, and what was the application process like?
Yeah, so I actually heard about it through word of mouth. I had heard that the company was looking to rebrand social media-wise, and they were kind of trying to get into the modern age, especially with their industry competition. So I heard about it through that, and through that I decided to reach out to the CEO. I shared my resume with him, my kind of work experience, my class experience, and how I saw that I could really contribute to their efforts and the kind of vision that I had for them. And so then he met with me, and the kind of initiative head, we also met and just discussed how I could be an asset to them, and then what our joint vision was for the project.
That's great. That's great to hear. Thank you so much. What was the interview process like, and can you just go and explain that?
Yeah, so the CEO, after I had shared my resume with him, wanted to kind of discuss it with the initiative head, like I had said, and kind of wanted to see how our ideas matched up and if I was kind of the right fit for the job. Especially wanted to kind of feel out what my experience was like and how I could be utilizing those skills that I'd already had, or my willingness to learn new skills to kind of fulfill the job. So within the interview, it was pretty much kind of already set that we would be working together, but they were just really feeling out what kinds of things I could contribute to the project.
That's great. Yeah, definitely. That's great that you met in person and you were able to kind of get a feel if you would like this job or not. So that's great to hear. Can you please explain your day-to-day activities or any projects you've worked on?
So the basic kind of layout of my day-to-day was I would have morning meetings with the initiative head. We would discuss what we had done the previous day, what we had kind of completed, the things that needed to still be done. And then we would lay out the groundwork for the following day or next couple of days if we weren't going to meet daily. And then I would actually go out into the plant. And so as it's in fire suppression, they are kind of creating all of the items in-house, products in-house. So I would go out, I would talk to employees, I would reach out to customers, and I would kind of get their reviews and their experiences. I would also collect data and kind of compare it with other competitors in the industry. And then I would look at company outcomes, the success rates and things like that, so that I could use those for like creating content, especially for the blog and for the social media, things like that.
That's great. Yeah, I worked on a project with my boss and worked on kind of the social media and kind of looked at like the financial statements within the company as well, so I could definitely relate to you in that sense. Why did you decide to work for the company you chose to work for?
Yeah. So I think one great aspect of being in college and having internships is that you can get your feet into different sectors and different industries that hey, I'm probably not going to be working in this once I graduate. But there are really valuable experiences that I can get in these industries that I can take with me in the future. And so in regards to the fire suppression industry, it's in my hometown, and so I was familiar with it already, and it was something I was kind of curious about. And I think one thing that's really great about English as a major, as a course of study, is it's super versatile. And all of the experiences just kind of actually aid in really any field of work that you can go into. And so I think just kind of from the get-go, that was really something that influenced me and attracted me.
That's great. Yeah, English is such a versatile major, and same with finance. I was able to work at an insurance company my sophomore year of college, which was probably about 5 minutes away from my hometown. So that was a great experience for me to be able to go into different areas and work within different companies that I may not end up after graduation. But thank you. Do you feel that your skills you've learned at PC thus far have helped you either get the internship or just help you grow as an individual?
Yeah, so there were some, two levels. So, one level is the classes that I took. I took a creative nonfiction class, which at first I was like, what does that mean? And it actually taught me to write, you're writing nonfiction, so things that are actually happening in real life, but you're learning how to do it in a creative way that people want to consume what you're writing, and they want to know about what you're writing. And so that really translated to writing blog posts and kind of gathering stories and company narratives so that I could write stories that people wanted to read and, you know, customers would be interested about, and also just kind of like a company history, which was really great to compile. So that was one thing, classes. The second part is my experiences at PC as a social media ambassador and working on the Cowl. Those experiences have given me the eye for like publicity, what do people want to see, what do they want to read, and also just kind of how to create content that's going to be timeless and that's going to really apply to, like, it can stay current with the company and it can kind of move throughout the changes of society and business and things like that.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I definitely can relate to that. In terms of the classes I've taken, I would definitely say, and you would probably agree, that Civ was probably a great help for you as well. Mm-hmm. It definitely kind of brought me out of my shell, and I was able to communicate with students more and just be able to kind of enjoy Civ when some students don't enjoy Civ as much. Mm-hmm. I would also say that I know within the business school as well that there are intro to finance courses and other intro classes that would help students reach out to alumni, and you were able to reach out to other students as well and kind of have different employee networks and kind of join together the PC community, which is great. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. What is one thing you wish you did as an intern that made you feel successful?
I think I would have really liked to kind of compile like a kind of portfolio of my work, especially to compare like where the company was at before I was working with them and then after, and kind of the original starting point and then the final product that we came up with. Because I know our team was very proud of what we came up with, and I know the CEO was really happy with how we kind of restructured things, but I think it would have been great to kind of see my steps along the way, just for my own benefit, but then also to kind of show in the future, like, this is what I've done, this is my experience, and what I've been able to create.
Yeah, that's great, thank you. My final last question for all the students out there is, what is one piece of advice you would give to a Providence College undergraduate about either applying for internships, looking for a job, even just looking into a major?
I think a lot of times, like, students can get caught up in thinking, I don't have experience in this, and I feel like because I'm younger, I don't really compare with other people that are already in that industry. And so one thing I would suggest is, it's who you know, not what you know. So like, who you know, get out there and network. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, like these people I know that they're working in this industry. Mm-hmm. It's talking to family and friends and kind of finding what's out there. And then even though it's important to know how to do a job, having the willingness to learn is something that I think is almost more valuable than just immediately getting into a job and like knowing what to do all the time. If you're willing to work hard, to learn, to do skills, at the end of the day, if you have that determination, that's really going to help you succeed, and I think it's going to help you to value your work a lot more.
Yes, definitely. I can agree with all those things. I loved how you talked about determination and reaching out to the PC community. Definitely building up your network is such an important aspect of you either getting into a job, getting into a major, getting into a business that you haven't been into before. So that's definitely really important. That's all the questions I have for today. So thank you so much for being here.